It is really great to be here this weekend. My name is Matt Travers, as you just heard. I have the honour and distinction to run StandStrong. And we are very, very honoured to be here this weekend to share a little bit more about what we do and how we can help all of you here today. Before I get into StandStrong, I do have to just echo some of the thank yous that you've already heard. First of all, to Stand With Us. You are out there every single day speaking up for Israel in good times and bad. You are an inspiration to all of us, and so to all the staff, to everyone involved with Stand With Us, from me personally, just a huge thank you. Specifically also to Roz, Jerry, obviously Michael backstage. We are really humbled to consider ourselves such close partners and allies with you in the work that you do, to learn from you constantly and to be inspired by you. So really thank you guys. We look forward to many more years of our continued partnership together. Second thank you I want to give is to every single one of you, every student in the room right here this weekend. Thank you for your choice, for your dedication and passion in speaking up for Israel. It is incredible and inspiring to me as a leader within our community to see all of you and to know your stories and to understand what you're doing in, as we know, some of the most difficult times there is possibly ever to be a student in high school or college right now, and you guys are on the front lines of that. I hope you hear this all weekend because you deserve to, but we are proud of you. We are here to give you what you need, and thank you guys. Final thank you I want to give, and then I'll get into StandStrong, but it's to Ted Schwartz, who, I'll spot him, there he is. Ted, give us a wave. He's just in the middle of the room. We'll stand up for us. Ted is the founder of StandStrong. He's also a long-time supporter of Stand With Us and multiple other Jewish organizations. Ted, I was at a Stand With Us event over in Chicago, which is where I'm based. It was 2 years ago. And on stage, Gilad Erdan, Israel's ambassador to the UN, if we can say that word in here, Gilad referred to Ted as a modern-day Maccabee. And I think that is the perfect way to describe Ted. He is an absolute colossus in the Jewish community world, in the business world. He is never not standing up for Israel and standing up for the communities that need it. So Ted, I want to personally thank you. It's also my privilege to lead your organization on a daily basis. So let's take just a few minutes to introduce you if you don't already know about StandStrong. If I guide your attention to the screens, we'll just have a short video.
I founded StandStrong because I love this country and I love the principles of freedom, democracy, and opportunity. I never could have accomplished what I've accomplished without this great system of opportunity. However, I've learned that equal opportunity doesn't necessarily mean equal outcome. I'm the son of a Holocaust survivor, so I saw firsthand what the forces of evil and hate can do to divide the world. And history and business have taught me over time that if nothing changes, nothing changes. It reminded me of a famous quote, "If not me, then who? If not now, then when?" It's never been more important and more relevant to stand strong together in a unified way.
At StandStrong, our mission is to empower individuals with the physical and mental skills to stay safe, confident and proud in who they are and what they believe. Our vision is to build communities of participants across the country who have made a choice to live a StandStrong lifestyle. These students will no longer accept being victims, but instead, they will be prepared with the mental toughness and a physical skill set to speak up and stand up against hatred in all its forms. Our best-in-class programs include our self-defense curriculum, created by world-renowned martial artists. These courses are designed to make a direct impact in the communities that we serve. Our programs are focused on unique skills such as situational awareness, spotting danger before danger spots you, distance management to gain a better understanding of your surroundings, utilizing verbal self-defense, using your voice and your posture to de-escalate a situation and remain in control. And of course, our physical self-defense skills to evade and to disengage from common attacks. In addition to these self-defense skills, we provide information and we signpost our students to our educational partners who align with our values. We deliver our programs in our own spaces and studios, but also in schools, community centers, summer camps, college campuses, and religious spaces. Our programs harness teamwork, they cultivate discipline and respect, and they boost the self-esteem in all our participants. Our incredible instructor team will be right beside you every step of the way along your StandStrong journey.
Our curriculum is designed to keep students safe from the most common bullying and street attacks. At StandStrong, we are teaching you the skills to defend yourself, not how to fight. One of the biggest impacts that I see in classes is the increase in self-confidence in our students. Once they come into the studio and we put them in a bad situation and they're able to escape using the techniques they learn in classes, just to see their happy faces, to me, that is priceless.
StandStrong was founded in the Jewish community of Chicago as a direct response to the rise in violent anti-Semitism. We quickly evolved and extended our mission to become a community-wide organization representing and safeguarding both Jewish and non-Jewish participants who face hate or intimidation. We now have established chapters in Chicago, Florida, and LA, and would love to bring StandStrong to your community to empower those individuals who choose to live a safe and confident StandStrong lifestyle. There's never been a more necessary time for our organization or a more relevant time for communities to stay safe and to stand strong.
Make the choice today to live a StandStrong lifestyle. Start your journey by visiting our website, viewing our social media pages, or you can reach out to our team directly to explore the opportunity of bringing StandStrong to your community.
So I want to add a little bit. By the way, I don't know who he is, but the British guy in that video I thought was excellent, I have to say. So I want to add a bit of detail to the video that you just saw. We have a small deck that should be behind me in a second. So really, why the need for StandStrong? We were founded, as you heard in the video, in Chicago as that direct response to the violent anti-Semitism that we were seeing at the time. People were being attacked because they identified as being Jewish, and for us that was just wrong. We had to do something about it. However, we quickly evolved to become a community-wide partner for all communities and individuals who face intimidation and hate, base Jewish and non-Jewish people. We wanted to be there to protect their communities. Now, as we all know too well, the last 5 or so months have taught us the need and the relevance for StandStrong is greater than ever before. Whether you choose to stand up for Israel, or you choose to speak up against the blatant anti-Semitism, or you choose just to speak up for the value that American ideals should be instilled in American higher education, you too easily can become the victim and the target for that hate. I want to make one thing clear, and I think there's some incredible speakers for you this weekend who will probably articulate this better than I can. But at StandStrong, we really believe our enemies are one and the same. The same people that our brave soldiers of the IDF are fighting right now are the same enemies that our American armed forces or our British armed forces are fighting in the Red Sea area right now. They're the same enemies who want to instigate and fund and support the hatred that we're seeing across campuses and our cities with these rallies and hate, with the open calls for intifada and burning of American and Israeli flags in our cities, openly funded by Iran and their neighbors. We know we can't allow that. And at StandStrong we have a saying that you make a choice to live a StandStrong lifestyle. Our choice is to make sure we stand up against that, to show those people, and even the people that I walked from the hotel down the street earlier and they decided to try and protest outside of this hotel, we are going to be here. We're not going anywhere, and if they want their opinion, that's fine, but we're going to stand up, speak up, and be proud of our opinion every time. The other message we have is that if nothing changes, nothing changes. Nothing changed for the Jewish people for thousands of generations. Until when? Until we got Israel. Until our ancestral homeland became a Jewish state. More than that, until we had the Israeli Defense Forces. Suddenly, we've got this example out there that we can be strong. There are strong Jews in the world. We actually now get to see it firsthand every time. We also get to see the IDF will defend us when we're attacked, and we will not apologize for doing so. As you just heard from Rabbi Yossi said before, we never want to start the fight. But if we have to fight, we're going to fight smart, and we're going to make sure we win. Exactly what he said is what we believe. Now, StandStrong, as you heard in the video, our mission is to empower individuals just like you, our future leaders, with the skills, the physical and the mental mindset to be confident, safe and proud in who you are and what you believe. You also heard in the vision, so I won't go too much into it, you saw it in the video, but this idea of creating communities. Imagine in your college campus right now, having a whole team of people who have the education from Stand With Us and have the mental and physical empowerment from StandStrong. That's going to send a message to all those haters on your campus. That's how you're going to unify together and bring Jews and non-Jews together to send a very clear message. It wasn't in the video, but we also have our creed, which is really based on American values and Jewish values. This is read by all participants in our programs, and we're very, very proud of it. So what is the program? Right? You've heard me talk about StandStrong and why the need. What are we offering for you? We have an incredible self-defense program that we run right across the country, and we can roll out for you to make sure you are safe in all circumstances. As you heard from Michael, the program was created by best-in-class martial artists, world-renowned martial artists, including, and unfortunately he couldn't be here today, but any of you that follow Natan Levy on Instagram, he's a legend. Natan was part of our team. He's been with us to help us make sure our program is the best it can be. He actually has a fight in the UFC 2 weeks from this weekend. So he's deep entrenched in fight camp. He couldn't be here, but he did want to pass on the message and send his love and his pride for all of you guys as well. Within the program, we have sort of 5 pillars or 5 pieces of the puzzle for our program. I'm going to run through this real quick, and then I'm going to bring some guys out to show you. The first piece is education, which is the reason a lot of you are here this weekend, right? We want to make sure we give information and that we signpost our students to educational partners to learn more and develop yourselves. Stand With Us is the best example of a partnership like that. The second piece of the puzzle is the mental mindset. For me, this is the one that gives me chills to talk about. The number of times that we see a student come into a program, and you might be thinking this right now, self-defense sounds great, but it's not me. I'm not physical, I'm not athletic, I didn't do sports, it's not for me. The number of students I see that walk into a class and say that, and walk out the other side after a few hours, or after a 6-class program, or after an 18-class advanced course, and they have a different outlook on life. They're suddenly holding themselves in a higher esteem, their chest is up, their head's up. We have a saying within our program, if you look and feel like a victim, you're way more likely to become a victim. When you are empowered and you feel strong, those guys out, I'll put it this way, those guys out there, and you'll see some of my colleagues in a minute, we walked past right through all of them with their Palestinian flags and their hate in my face, and when I turned around and looked eyeball to eyeball, they didn't want to say a word. And you'll see Coach Henry in a minute, makes me look tiny. They didn't want to say a word to him either. When you look and feel strong, those haters' voices diminish to nothing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Third piece is the situational awareness. Now my team's going to show you about this in a minute, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But just imagine for a second, you go back to your high school, your campus, your hometown. You are able to tap into your intuitive gut instinct. You're able to recognize something happening before it even happens and get yourself and get your friends and family out of there. That's a really good skill to have. It's part of self-defense that people don't often talk about, but it's critical to our program. Not even getting into a situation, recognizing it and getting out before it happens. The other piece is the verbal self-defense. This is something a lot of programs kind of bypass over because they want to get to the really cool stuff, the physical stuff. I also think it's a skill in society that we have lost. The ability to talk and communicate with each other. The reasoning that I can disagree with you and you can disagree with me, but we still respect each other as human beings. That seems to have got lost, and particularly when you mention the word Israel, it suddenly gives people this canvas to just throw whatever hate and insult they want, and it's somehow okay. In our course, we're teaching you, even when faced with that hatred that many of you face on a regular basis, you have the skills to de-escalate that tension. You can have that conversation with someone in your face. You're not going to escalate and get violent. You're going to just remain controlled, calm, and get out of the situation. For me, it's a superpower. It really is. And the best example I'll give, another probably Instagram famous person, is Noah Tishby. Everyone knows Noah, right? Speak louder, she's amazing. I'm sure you've all seen those clips where Noah, even last week, she was back on campuses and she's going around and she's talking about Israel. And of course, she's got the education to make some of these people look the fools that they are. But she's also got that empowerment. She's got the self-defense skills. If you ever met Noah, she's like 5'4", 5 maybe. She's not very big, imposing character to look at. As soon as she opens her mouth, oh, different story. Suddenly, these big guys, and I'm sure you've seen the videos, like literally spitting insults in her face, and she just stands there and she's confident and proud and she just bats it right away. And it makes these aggressive guys look like little kids. That's verbal self-defense. That's being that superpower. And I know as a freaking superhero, right? But that's what verbal self-defense means. And of course, the last piece to our program is the physical skills. You can't have self-defense without knowing it. It's the bit that I always say, I hope you never need. We teach it to you and we teach a very robust system, but it's one we hope you never need because you never physically get into a situation or get attacked where you have to need it. But like the example of Israel and the IDF, our program teaches if you do get into that situation, if someone is intent on causing you physical harm because you choose to speak up for Israel, you're going to de-escalate first. Then you're going to evade, and if needed, you're going to control that person and make sure that they cannot hurt you. We have a robust system that really takes you through it. Now, I could talk about it forever, but I think more beneficial for you, and definitely more fun for you, is for me to bring out some colleagues behind me who are going to show you some of those skills right here on the stage right now. If you like what you see, we have 4 seminars this weekend. I really encourage you to come. Try these skills. You can leave this weekend knowing how to do it. So let me introduce Ronald Gonzalez, who's our head of curriculum. We have Henry Jones, who's our lead instructor. And with them is Gabby, who's our marketing manager. Gabby is going to tell you more about the program in a little bit. Ronald, take it away.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Matt. Today I'm going to teach you 3 techniques that could potentially save your life. 3 scenarios that could happen to anybody at any time, all right? So let's jump right in. So let's begin with the first one. Imagine for 1 second you find yourself in a situation with someone in your face arguing with you. How many of you can identify with that? Somebody just very angry, right in your face. Very, very scary situation, right? So now let's take it up 1 level. Let's say this guy decides to attack you with 2 hands around your neck. Very, very scary place to be in, right? Now, usually people react by trying to remove the attack using the hands. But if the person is much bigger and stronger than me, that's going to be very, very hard. Especially if he's choking me, he can put me to sleep here in 10 seconds. So he's going to start squeezing my neck, and I'm going to count to 10. Go. 1, 2, that's it. Only 2 seconds before I can start feeling it, all right? So my defense has to work 100% of the time. I know what probably 80% of you are thinking right now. I could probably hit this guy in the groin, or maybe poke the eyes to free myself from the attack. And those are good options, but what if that doesn't work? What if the guy's high on drugs or drunk, and he's very tolerant to pain? Again, whatever I do has to work 100% of the time. In StandStrong, we always believe to use technique rather than strength. We believe in mind over muscle, in intelligence over brute force. So if I go back to the attack, I quickly react by moving down and stepping back away from the attacker. Notice I'm in a safe distance now. We're going to talk all about distance management in our upcoming seminar later. For now, let's go back to the technique. Why was this technique so effective? If we take a look at the hands, you have 8 fingers in the back, 2 thumbs in the front. Place your hands like this, please. There's no way 2 thumbs can stop my whole body from moving through. One more time. When he's choking me, by using my whole body and my hips as a lever, it makes it very easy for me to break the attack without having to use my hands, without having to use energy. All right? Let's explore another scenario. Let's say, for example, same situation. You got somebody in your face, but instead of choking you, they decide to start grabbing you with 1 hand like this. It might not look as scary as the choke, but from here he still can punch me in the face, control me, even take me down to the ground. So I want to deal with this immediately. Again, using the same principles that I learned from the first technique, I want to go against the weakest link in the attack. Now I notice he has one arm, I got my hands up, he starts pulling me. I'm gonna go with the arm and end up on the back. From this position, I could choose, I have choices. I could control the person and wait for help. If I wanted to, I could break the arm. I don't want to do that. Or I could push him away and control the distance again and get out of the situation, all right? Now, one third option and a very common attack that happens on the street, it's a sucker punch. Somebody in your face having an argument and out of nowhere, boom, they punch you, you're knocked out on the ground. How do you deal with that? When you take our program, the first thing you're gonna learn is when you're talking to someone, you never have your hands down like this. Why? Because it's very hard for me to block that punch with my hands to my side. I always, when I kick my hands up, I want to tuck this way. So when I see the punch coming, it's very easy for me to block this punch. Now what do I do from here? Again, he goes for the punch. I come in, drop, take him down to the ground, control the situation. Okay? Now, it's very easy for a small person to do this to a bigger one. Again, because I'm using leverage and I'm using the power of my hip here. I'm not using my lower back, I'm using my hip. So when he attacks, slow motion, I move in, I step in front. Notice how I change and I load it. Slow motion. From here, again, I have complete control of the attacker. Now, we're going to learn all of this and more in our seminar today and tomorrow. Please join us. And now I'm going to hand it over to Gabby. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Henry and Ronald, for that great teaser. Again, I'm Gabby Chauffeur, and I'm the marketing manager of StandStrong, and I'm so excited to be here. With that, there's 3 ways that you can get involved this weekend. The first way that you can get involved is by attending one of our seminars. We have 2 time slots today and tomorrow, so kind of get that blood flowing and that heart pumping and really get a taste of that StandStrong lifestyle and that boost of confidence. I know when I take class, I always feel like the best version of myself. The second way you can get involved is by bringing StandStrong to your community. We already have chapters in Chicago, LA, and Florida, and we would love to bring it to your community if it's not there yet. On college campus, in your home base, it is so great to bring our programming to you. And with that, I know sometimes it gets kind of expensive, and actually our program is completely free of charge, so we would love to bring it to you. I was in college 2 years ago at Syracuse University, if anyone go orange, I heard that. Awesome, yeah, so we would love to bring it to your community. And the third way you can get involved is by coming to our booth. We would love to meet you, pick up some cool swag on the way, and just get to put a name to the face and bring it to your community. So with that, thank you so much, everyone. Stand with us and stand strong.
I can't resist the wind up, but I know Michael's backstage been bragging about his skills. Do you think we should bring him out and try and do one of them? Michael, you good for that? Michael's a very cool guy, but I think he's sweating. I'm kidding. Thank you so much. We're around all weekend. I'm going to hand you back to this man.
Thank you guys, thank you. Well done, just like I taught you. Okay, give it up.